What is going on, everybody? It is the Ball Knowers. We're back for another week of college sports talk. I'm Ben here, and I got Zach with me. Zach, how are we doing today?
What's going on, guys? We're back. Great week of college sports this past week. Like we said, best week of the year. I don't know if it fully lived up, at least not as many upsets as I was hoping football-wise. But basketball feast week was fun, and we got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, for sure. Before we get into the sports talk, we got some business things to take care of. First, we say this every episode, but give us a follow on TikTok. It is ball.knowers.pod. I'll say that again, ball.knowers.pod. Post some clips there. If you don't want to watch the full episode, you get some of the best clips on the TikTok.
That's right.
Next thing to take care of is the shirt. Now, unfortunately, we had one comment last week, and for that unfortunate person, they did not type the exact right thing.
So therefore, they are not the recipient of the shirt. But the good news is they have another opportunity, as well as all of you watching this video. If you want the shirt, listen to me closely. You must type in the comment section, "I want that shirt!" ! It is very important that you do exactly that, or else you won't get it.
That's correct. Last thing here, new setup today. If you like this better than the other one, let us know. Maybe we'll come back.
That's right.
Be expecting some different setups, though, in the next couple weeks. Maybe some better as we go back home from college. But get straight into the week in review for college football. Zach, take it away.
Biggest storyline, I guess, of the week was Texas beating Texas A&M, and I think it was a small upset. I think A&M might have been favored by a few, but Texas wins by 10 at home, and this is something we had talked about being A&M's first real SEC test, and they failed.
They did.
And Texas, there's two takeaways for me. One being, I still don't think Texas is there yet. I still would put them in. I know they have a lot of people saying, well, we shouldn't be punished for scheduling Ohio State. And that's fine, but I think they should be punished for losing to 3-8 Florida. Or Are they 3-9? Did they beat Florida State?
I don't know.
They're either
it's such an unimportant game.
Didn't watch that one. So they're 3-9 or whatever. But I still think they should be punished for that.
Yeah. There's no other team necessarily in the playoff race with a loss like that other than Bama.
Yeah, Bama with a
Florida
really
State
bad
loss.
loss too. So I don't think their wins are good enough. However, I said there can be an argument that A&M is the seventh best team in the SEC if we're just looking at like the best teams.
Yeah.
I think they're safely in the playoffs. I mean, they with their non-conference win, that helps a lot.
For sure.
That's one of the few examples of it being a benefit to schedule a tough non-conference game, because if they didn't have that, I don't think they should be in.
Yeah, it would definitely be a bigger argument
of them even making it. Yeah. But still, I think there's a lot of SEC teams that
are right there.
Would have been undefeated with their schedule.
First, regardless, there's going to be some that are.
And then another game that was big, obviously, was Ohio State-Michigan. The game.
Yeah.
This game did not go as how I would have liked, to be honest. I did predict Michigan, and the way it started, it looked like they had a good chance.
And they started the game with like a 40-yard run or something, and then
field goal, pick,
down.
field goal.
Yeah.
So
looking good.
I was, they were gonna win that game by running the ball and keeping the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point when you are incapable of throwing the ball, it makes it difficult to score.
For sure.
And Bryce Underwood, he's just not there.
Yeah, he's still a freshman. It was not great weather.
No.
And there's a snow game, right? Or
yeah.
Am I getting that?
Yeah, at the end of the game.
Yeah, snow game. And I mean, he might be playing against the best defense we've ever seen in college football, at least in recent memory.
Yeah.
They didn't give up over 16 points in one game this year. That's
Granted, I'm still saying they haven't really played a lot of the best offenses.
They haven't, but regardless, I haven't seen that maybe ever.
Yeah.
It's
We're gonna
ridiculous.
find out this week.
Yeah.
Because they play against number 2, I think, scoring offense in Indiana. I think North Texas might be 1.
Well, Texas, that's fun.
Yeah. And then Vanderbilt with a big road win over Tennessee. Them, to me, still kind of on the edge.
Yeah.
They got an argument.
Yeah, a lot of
But
teams
a lot
have
of teams got an
but
argument.
they're definitely outside looking in. Like,
It's-
you'd be surprised if you see them sneak into that playoff. But
A lot of people are saying, switch the logos and
Mm-hmm.
they're in,
Yeah.
at 10-2. I don't
I don't feel like they
feel-
have
I don't
any,
think of
like,
it that way.
They don't have a win. That's
Exactly.
like, they got that win. Put them in.
exactly. They don't have
'Cause
any
you look
great
at Bama, they got at Georgia. You got Miami with the Notre Dame win.
A&M even with the Notre Dame win.
A&M with the Notre Dame win. Oklahoma's got multiple. So Alabama, Michigan.
Yeah.
To the point where like they don't have that win. And then they have 2 losses. So it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to
I think it's going to be another
Yeah.
year and another group of unhappy fan bases.
which
Yeah.
will happen every
Well, it'll happen
single
every year, but the good thing about the 12-team playoff is if you are on the verge of not making the playoff, you probably weren't going to win the thing anyway. And
yeah.
and it's at least if you're on the verge of making it, then you could have done more.
Yeah.
There's no more, being undefeated and not making it, which was the big problem.
Which-
Florida State being undefeated and not making it,
Because they didn't have their quarterback.
correct.
And now we're looking at Ole Miss 11-1 without their head coach and a lot of other staff.
To me, that's
Could-
a lot different.
That's yeah. Could we see it happen again where they just leave Ole Miss out?
I don't
I'd be
think so.
surprised.
No,
I
I-
wouldn't do it, but it wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't put it past
you
the
can't-
committee to
you can't
make the wrong
punish
decision.
the players who have worked all year long
Mhm.
because their coach is a hoe and not a housewife, as people were saying.
Yeah.
I think that in a
Well,
four,
they punished Florida State because their quarterback. Got
but that
hurt.
was because it was a 4-team playoff and it was a toss-up anyway.
Yeah.
I think that in a 12-team playoff, Florida State would have been the 5 seed.
Mhm.
I think Ole Miss, I keep them where they are. I think they'll be 5 to 6 range.
Yeah.
I think they're fine. In a 4-team playoff, sure, wouldn't put them in, but it's a new era.
Mhm.
And then lastly, Auburn loses another close game, another 1-score game, in the most Auburn fashion of all, down to the wire. I think they fumbled 4 times in the fourth quarter. They kept recovering their own fumbles, but then finally, on the last drive of the game, they went to go win it and fumble lost.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson, not a great game. Another note is Ryan Williams, no targets, no receptions, and wasn't even on the field very much.
Yeah. What is going on with him? Does
I think he's
anybody
healthy.
know? Yeah.
They don't think
He
he's
was-
very good.
He was very good last
He
year.
was maybe the second best receiver in the country last year.
Yeah.
this year he's-
hard to argue that he's not.
This year he's definitely not the 2 best on his team.
Yeah. At least
He's-
production wise.
Production wise, there's 2 guys on his team that are producing way more, and he's not even really playing much.
There could be something going on there that I'd like.
He struggled at the beginning of the year with
surprised.
drops.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I
he's
just feel like it's hard to leave a guy that had a season like he did last year off the field and just
it's
not
ridiculous.
get as many targets as.
I still think they could use him as like a screen pass guy. Yeah, even if he's struggling to catch the ball,
Yeah.
he's the shiftiest guy in college football. At least he was a year ago.
yeah.
And
It's hard to
he's
tell this
extremely
year.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be, a case of the cover athlete curse.
Yeah, that's.
We've seen this in Madden.
Yeah.
We've seen this in 2K.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are we seeing it with college football?
last year
Jeremiah Smith.
Last year there
he's
were 3 guys
produced.
on the cover, and Donovan Edwards was one of them that did nothing.
You look at Donovan Edwards. Did he deserve to be on the cover in the
No,
first
he
place?
should never have been
Yeah.
on the cover. Chaz Hunter won the Heisman, and Quinn Ewers had,
A bad year.
I guess, a down year.
Yeah, for the level.
Yeah,
that
exactly, because he was supposed to
yeah.
be, Heisman caliber. Jeremiah Smith is not having
As good of a
as
year.
good of a year as
maybe?
people expected, but it's not
Yeah,
anything
it's
he's
still,
doing.
Yeah, he's still one of
He's still elite, but but Ryan Williams actually is having a really bad
He
year
is, yeah.
to the point where he's not playing. And it'll
Maybe
be
it is
interesting
a
to
thing.
see if he goes to another school. And if he does go to another school, will he go back to how elite he was as a freshman, or is this kind of the level of player he is?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. Portal is kind of going to start getting rumbling in football.
This will be a lot of fun.
The football calendar is messed up.
Football calendar is ridiculous. Portal guys leaving teams, coaches leaving teams while the season is still going on.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it for weekend review.
So now we're going to get into, we're both going to present like who we think should make the playoffs. Of course, our say does not matter.
That's right.
We both have an opinion here.
That's right. We're gonna give it to you.
So I'll start. There should be like a list here of who I have. So I have Ohio State, obviously, Indiana, Georgia, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Oregon, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, BYU, and then Miami or Alabama.
Wow,
if
BYU
they
safely
win.
in. So if BYU gets dog walked by Texas Tech again, are they out for sure?
I don't.
Or do you like
I don't
10
think
and
you
2?
can punish a team for playing an extra game. I've
So
always
you think
believed that.
BYU's in safely?
I do, because they don't have a bad loss that most of these
But
other
who's
teams
their
have.
good win?
They beat Utah, who the college football committee has at like 14 or something. So
Yeah.
and a lot of these teams have lost to bad teams that BYU has had the opportunity to lose to bad teams, and they don't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I look at Miami, that I guess Louisville.
Where'd you have
Louisville's
BYU?
not bad. I had them as my second to last like team in.
so 9.
Yeah,
Wow, I don't even have them in my top 12.
really.
My top 12 is 1 and 2 Indiana, Ohio State. I think the winner and loser should be 1 and 2 regardless. I think as long as it's close.
Yeah.
3 Georgia, I'm assuming they win. Oregon 4, Ole Miss 5. Both of those teams with not great wins, but only 1 loss to a top-ranked team. Texas Tech 6, Texas A&M 7. Do I think they're the 7th best team in the country? No, but resume-wise, 7. Oklahoma 8, Notre Dame 9. If Bama wins, then 10. With Bama losing, I'd have them out. And Miami as of now. But Texas and Vanderbilt with strong arguments as well.
Yeah. So we both have Miami and our Bama, and Bama the win. So what I'm with my argument is Bama right now is not in unless they win. To me.
Correct, because I was saying, oh, well, you don't want to punish Bama for losing,
Yeah.
but you're saying they're not in.
They're not in unless they win.
Yeah.
So they're not getting punished for losing. They have to win, in my opinion, if I was making it. We'll see. I mean, I don't think they get in with a loss, because I do think the committee does punish teams for losing in their conference championships. We see that happen.
But
So,
for Bama, you wouldn't consider it being punished for losing.
yeah, at least in mine, because I don't like doing that. But just outside, I had Notre Dame as my last. This is Notre Dame or the Bama Miami, and then Texas and Vandy also outside looking in. I think all those teams have strong arguments.
I think if BYU and Notre Dame, you just look at their schedule, you might give BYU the edge, but I think brand bias is a thing. And I think
Yeah. No,
Notre
it
Dame
is.
resume-wise, not the greatest, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of depending on last year
To me, BYU has a better win than Notre Dame.
being Utah.
Yeah, I believe it was
Because
at Utah.
Notre Dame's best win is USC,
Yeah.
but it's more of like, I think at the beginning of the year, I said if Notre Dame wants to win the playoff, then A&M and Miami both got to be like around top 5.
Yeah.
They're not that.
Yeah, because now Miami's right on the bubble, and A&M just dropped that loss. Notre Dame's losses aren't looking as good,
As
to
they
me
were.
anymore.
Yeah.
To the point where I just don't think they deserve to be in. And I think they are, like, they would have a chance to win the national championship if they're in? Yes.
That's the thing with me is I think if I'm ranking all these teams neutral field who's going to win a championship, I'd put them at like 6.
This would be completely different.
But
that's not how it
resume-wise,
works. Yeah.
it's up in the air. And I wish that we were at a point where we would punish Notre Dame for not being in a conference because their schedule is getting ridiculous, and it was bad this year.
Yeah, but it's no one wants to
And
really play them.
Exactly. No
Yeah.
one, and I wouldn't play them if I was in their team.
Mm-hmm.
But just join the ACC.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Their schedule next year, it's out. You can look at it. It's stupid. Their best game is, I guess, the USC game again.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's basically the same schedule but easier. They don't play A&M,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they host Miami. And yeah, they kind of make me mad the way they've been going about things
Yeah.
recently, and the way they get rewarded for having the schedule that they do.
Mm-hmm. So if you had to pick, like, which teams are safe no matter what, who would you have, like, safe no matter what?
My top 8, so that'd be Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, Tech, A&M, and Oklahoma.
That's what I guess that's what I'd say. I'd say Ole Miss, maybe not, because I still think the committee could do that.
I would be
I would
very
be shocked
upset if an
but
11 and
I
1.
wouldn't put them at 100%.
11 and 1 with a
say,
loss at. I don't care who your coach is.
Yeah.
They win 11 and 1 with a loss at Georgia.
I'd say 99% chance, but all those
If they're
7
not
other teams to
safe-
me are 100. I wouldn't put it past them.
It's
to
just
do
a
that
coach.
Again. I know. It was just a quarterback.
It was a 4-team playoff though.
Yeah, no, I know, but
If we had
I'm
an
saying 99%
an 8-team
chance.
playoff, maybe not. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. 12-team. You're telling me that they don't deserve to be in a 12-team playoff
It's only 10.
A 10-team playoff.
Yeah, because we got the ACC and Group of 5 battling for those.
with
last two
now a
spots.
good chance of being 2 Group of 5
Two Group of
teams,
5 with Duke, 8 and 5 Duke. That probably shouldn't.
unless Miami gets in at large.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say 8 and 5 Duke gets in if James Madison gets upset. I don't
Correct.
think they do. But we're
If
looking
8
at
and 5 Duke
yeah.
gets in, I'm gonna be really upset.
It could happen. I doubt it. But yeah, is that all we got for this
I think
segment
so.
here?
All right, next up we got a game we're gonna play. This is a big part of college football and a big part of this time of year. We got the coaching carousel.
Which should not be this time of the year.
Correct. This should be at least a month away, but here we are in the middle of the playoffs and championship season. We got coaches getting hired, coaches getting fired. So we're gonna play a game called Who He Coached For. First up, we got John Sumrall. You tell me where he's from first of all, and where he is now.
He was the Tulane coach. This is someone was my number 1 choice for Purdue to hire last year. I don't know if they tried, but he obviously didn't get the job. He is now heading to Florida.
That's correct. He's at Florida, and that's a great job,
Yes.
and it'll be interesting to see what he does there. Next up, this is a guy we love to talk about on this show, James Franklin.
James Franklin, formerly, of course, was the Penn State coach for many years, and now he is a Hokie at Virginia Tech.
That's correct. He is getting a lot of recruiting traction already, so
Yeah.
we'll see what
Players coach.
Yeah, he's players coach, self-proclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what he does there. This guy, a lot of talk about him recently. Kalani Sitake.
I think this is the BYU coach, and he's not been poached. He's still a BYU.
He's not been poached. Just correct. It is the BYU coach, Kalani Sitake, but reports came out today that he is the number 1 target for Penn State, and there's a good chance that he's Penn State's coach.
Yeah.
So we could possibly see, if BYU makes playoffs, we could possibly see 4 coachless teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Mike Norvell.
Norvell, yeah. This is Florida State coach. He is somehow still there at Florida
Yeah,
State.
he's still at Florida State. That was a little bit of a trick question.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how he still has a job. Next up, we got Pat Fitzgerald.
Oh, this was the Northwestern coach who just got hired by Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yes.
Is that a lateral move, or is that definitely an upgrade?
Upgrade for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Michigan State was a good program.
Yeah, we'll see. They got a
Not
nice
recently.
stadium, but Northwestern's making improvements in that area as well.
They are.
Good hire. I think he's a good coach.
I do too.
Next up, we got Alex Golesh.
Ooh. He's the new Auburn coach. I know
Yeah.
that.
Where's he from?
South Florida.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, yeah. Again, that could be another playoff coach. Possibly, right? No, they're not in it. They're not in it.
they were almost
It's
there.
the other two green teams, Tulane and North Texas.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good hire. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens. I think Auburn is a great job.
Mhm.
I think that's a place built to be very successful. And lastly, this guy has been the talk of college football for weeks now, and this week he was just the absolute hottest topic a single person could possibly be, and I think he loves it that way.
Yeah.
This is, of course, Lane Kiffin.
I knew who was coming. Lane Kiffin was the Ole Miss coach now at LSU.
Yeah. Can't turn. What was it? Got to choose between being a housewife or a hoe.
Something like
He
that.
got really mad at a reporter for
Yeah.
saying that,
I got mad at some student for saying it to him.
and then he left and proved him right.
yeah.
So he just left a 11-1 playoff team, went and took a job in that same conference,
yeah.
and the Ole Miss fans, a lot of them went to his plane that left to Baton Rouge
Just to boo
just
him.
to boo him and
Yeah.
flip him off and say mean things to him as he exited.
Yeah. This reminded me a lot of something that happened in March last year with Kevin Willard.
Yes.
I feel like Kevin Willard dragged it out a lot more than Kiffin, but this was very similar.
Yeah, and the fans do not take this type of thing lightly.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for Lane
Yeah.
Kiffin's return to Ole Miss.
Yes, and like Willard, Lane Kiffin might have just ruined a legitimate shot for Ole Miss to win a championship.
Yeah.
And that sucks as a fan.
Yeah, no, that's
and
crazy.
As the team. I'm interested to see how many players follow him.
I don't know. Do they like him enough, or are they
Yeah.
mad at him and hate him? I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Regardless, I think he's a great coach, and
I think he's gonna make LSU very
He
good.
will, yeah.
But yeah, that's it for who he coached for, and you went ahead and got all of them. So
Yeah, that was 100%.
great work.
Yeah. What do you think about the Ryan Silverfield hire of Arkansas?
Yeah, I mean that is not a good hire. I saw his initial, not press conference, but like team meeting,
Yeah.
and gosh, that was really uninspiring. If you haven't seen that, you should check that out. Arkansas got themselves a mediocre one, at best, and I think it was him that said he views Arkansas as the best job in the country. Which,
No, you don't.
Which I
You
thought
don't.
is outlandish.
Yeah.
Like, do I know more ball than this guy? I mean, he's
If Alabama offered him tomorrow, he'd take it.
yeah. I mean, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's not a good job. He's not going to be successful. He wasn't successful really at Memphis. So
Yeah, I know this hire did make some people happy, and it was Memphis fans. Because Memphis fans wanted him fired.
that is insane.
And then, well, there you go, Memphis fans. A SEC team hired him. I was really surprised to see that, and I saw a lot of Memphis fans were very happy
I mean,
about
he's about to get fired from Memphis, and he just gets offered the best
Yeah.
job in the country.
Come on, why would he not take
I
it?
mean, that's kind of
Yeah.
what he's thinking. I think they'll be very measly for years
Yeah.
to come, and we'll see if we're right on that. Maybe he'll shock us, and they're going to win the SEC next year.
One other coaching move was Kentucky fired Mark Stoops,
Yeah,
but they did it way too late.
that's the problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
now who are they going to get? And
Yeah, a
also,
lot of their
like,
top choices probably are
another-
already taken.
bad job, hard place to win.
Because it's in the SEC, but
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta get onto it early, because all these other teams did, and they have coaches. With the way that things were going this year, you kind of had to fire them mid-season if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking like someone in-house, but
Yeah, I doubt it.
I
With
doubt
the house they got.
I don't know what they're thinking really.
I was a little interested to see that it's like, well, a little late to the party here.
Yeah.
I don't like the way it works with the calendar. I don't know how to fix it though, because the semester ends.
But that's
before the
more for
playoffs end.
players.
Yeah.
Coaches like that shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
I still
but
think
they want
pushing
them-
everything up and having the last day of the year be
Mhm.
January 1st.
Yeah, because one thing is like they want the coaches to get a head start in the portal because the portal starts.
Now,
Really
so if you
now.
move the portal back, then you can move the coaches back, and if you move
Yeah.
the season up, then it's not as a problem to move everything back.
Yeah,
That's my best shot
It's-
at it, but it's
I don't like the way it works, but it's kind of a hard way to fix it because there's not enough time.
yeah.
It's because it all happens in that first semester, so it's just
Maybe just
It's
colleges
hard.
as a whole need to. I don't know, because you can't with Christmas and everything. You can't just.
yeah, it's a tough.
It's a hard thing to do.
It's a hard thing to do, and it's certainly affecting the college football world right now.
Yeah, and it's really messy.
Yeah, I think they'll try to do something. I wouldn't put it past the NCAA to not.
Yeah, just be grateful if you're a fan of a team who has a coach and is doing well, because
Yeah.
many teams are either don't have a coach or doing well but their coach got poached, or
Mhm.
they're not doing well and they're looking for their next coach. So few teams are satisfied nowadays.
Yeah, that's a good way
Very
to put
few
it.
teams are satisfied.
I remember Coach Sarkisian said, "Well, who are you gonna get when all these?"
He said
coaches
all
are
these
getting
coaches are
fired?"
getting fired. Who's getting hired?
Yeah, which is a valid thing to say.
Everyone is dissatisfied, but they don't have any clue of who is going to make them happy.
Exactly.
I think that a lot of teams are going to hire guys that are really underwhelming to them,
Hmm.
and we'll see. I saw UCLA just hired James Madison's coach,
Yeah, I saw that.
which
yeah.
to me, like, he could have went to a lot of these places. I don't think UCLA is a bad job by any
Mhm.
means, but it's not one of the greats.
Yeah, because I mean,
I think that's a
they're
good
in
hire.
Los Angeles, but so is USC. So you're the second most appealing football school in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
It makes
but
it tough.
playing in
And
the
then-
Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and then Oregon recruits better in California than anybody.
Yeah, no, it's
It's a
not
tough
a
place
great
to
job,
coach.
but good coach, good pickup for them for sure.
I would agree. That is all we got for who he coached for. Now we're gonna move into some previews of the 9 football games we have this weekend, all conference championships. First one we got here is the Sun Belt, Troy versus SMU. I mean JMU, James Madison. James Madison is coachless. They are still 22-point dogs.
Favorites.
Yeah, favorites. They are 11-1. With their only loss to Louisville. Do you think this is a win and get in for JMU?
I view it as that way. Yes.
Yeah. It might. I think they're the most appealing Group of 5 team because
so, too.
only one loss. But other than that, that's all we really got for that game. The MAC game, Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan.
Two powerhouses going at it
God.
this Friday. So no, this one's on Saturday.
This one's on Saturday.
So just
Love it.
maybe you can flip back and forth between
Yeah.
this and the Big 12 game, or you can just watch this one in
Yeah.
full, because this is probably gonna be the best
Yeah.
football game of the day.
You either watch this one full or flip it. This game better get watched.
You can multi-screen,
Yeah.
but this has got to have your eyes on it
Yeah.
at least.
Everyone-
Halfway.
Everyone loves good old action.
It's just action, and this is
Action.
a lot. I feel like there's people that will pay attention to the MAC one game a year,
Mhm.
and this is probably going to be it.
Yeah.
And we'll see who comes out of the MAC this year.
Yeah. Next game is the Conference USA. We got Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State.
I love me some Conference USA.
Yeah, it's a fun conference. They like to play on random weekdays.
Yes, I think that's awesome.
So college football sickos gives them a game to watch over the week.
Yeah, and there's been a couple times where my TV's had a
Yeah.
Conference USA game on.
Yeah, it's
week.
like might as well.
I'm
Sometimes.
certainly not going to lock into it.
Yeah.
But it can be on. And
Mhm.
Kennesaw State, I have locked into one of their games because they played my Indiana Hoosiers early in the year, and they weren't very good. No.
Yeah.
But
Both these teams pretty new to FBS.
yeah, which is fun because
Yeah.
Kennesaw State was viewed as maybe the worst program in all of FBS last year, and here they
Yeah.
are in the
Here they are.
conference.
Second year as a
So that is
FBS
fantastic
team,
for
yeah.
their coaching staff.
And Jacksonville State, this might be their second year as well. Or
Third,
yeah,
yeah.
I think the second, maybe
Was it second?
maybe a couple more.
I remember last year Kennesaw State was like the laughing stock of FBS, and
Yeah.
they were the team where if you played the video game, that is the only place you can start as a quarterback as a freshman
Yeah.
because of how bad they were viewed upon. And here they are, just
Yeah.
that I love it for
The
them.
conference championship would go a long way for both these teams.
Really would.
Our next game here. This one doesn't have very many college football playoff implications. More than likely, we got Boise State and UNLV.
Yeah, I mean, Boise State was supposed to be the Group of 5 team again
Yeah.
this year. They're favorited, and they've had a down year. So that'll be interesting to see if they, even if a down year, still win conference. That'd be good.
Yeah, great for them. UNLV led by Dan Mullen in his first year. Not had a bad year by any means. I think I can see this one going either way. Next game in the American, Tulane and North Texas.
Yeah, North Texas, they have their freshman quarterback who leads the country in passing yards and leads the number 1 scoring offense in FBS. And he's a true freshman, I believe, and he
Yes.
never once started a game in high school.
He didn't start a game in high school, and he walked on to North Texas.
I mean, that
It's
is
one heck of a
an
story.
unreal story.
Got to think that high school coach is feeling bad about himself.
I mean, my
this
goodness,
year.
yeah.
Like, wow, I didn't start this
And he's
guy.
probably, Mestamaker is going to probably start at a very big school next year.
You'd think, for sure.
Get paid a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he's had over 3,500 passing yards, and they score, I think, 46 points a game.
This,
Versus a Tulane team who's pretty good.
yeah, this game could have college football playoff implications. We
Yeah.
will see. It should be a good one. Tulane is without Coach Summerall because he
Yeah.
has moved on to Florida. So, it'll be an interesting game. Moving on to the ACC. What a weird year it's been for the conference.
My
and
goodness.
What a weird conference championship game to sum up the ACC's season as a whole perfectly. 7-5 Duke versus 10-2
I mean, that
Virginia.
is so disappointing to me in so many ways to have a team that's 7-5 being in your conference championship game.
0-3 in the non-con.
I mean, that's unbelievable. They're not a good football team. Virginia, they're okay. ACC is so bad.
Yeah. And these aren't their best teams. This is
Yeah.
not the best representation we
I
got
really
of the
would
ACC.
at least wish Miami, Virginia, but their best football was in the non-conference. So
Yeah. Duke, I don't know how they won that tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I didn't really think they were even.
I kind of wish
there was a
tiebreaker went
possibility.
to non-conference, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Because gosh, they should.
Yeah, and with Duke, I don't know how they won it, but I don't really think anyone thought they had much of a chance heading into this past weekend, and then here they are, with somehow winning that tiebreaker at 7-5, and they're going to be playing for an ACC championship.
Yeah. Well, the good news about that game is it's on at the same time as the Big Ten championship, so you don't need to worry about that being your only choice of watching.
Do you think if Duke wins, any chance they get in to the?
I think there is a
college
chance,
football playoff?
yes,
Yeah,
and
a
it
chance.
scares me.
Yeah. Weird year for the ACC. But next game, rematch of a regular season game that happened this year, BYU and Texas Tech. Definitely the two
Yeah.
best teams in the Big 12.
This is another game that not as exciting just because it is a rematch, and the first one was not
Yeah.
close. Obviously, it's hard to beat a team twice, so
Mhm.
things can always go differently. But yeah, I mean, we've already seen this game happen this year, and it wasn't a great one.
Yeah, this is a big game for BYU. A win would go a long way here because a loss probably not looking great for them.
Win and in.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Because
Texas Tech lose and
they're still
probably still in,
yeah,
but
because they're sitting at like 4 in the rankings right now. So
yeah, they'll be in with a loss.
SEC championship, Alabama, Georgia. SEC championship, always a good one.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. This is a better team versus a team that owns that better team.
Yeah, Alabama never loses to Georgia.
No.
And Georgia's very good this year. I think they're sitting at 3
Even though-
in the rankings most.
Even though
likely.
Alabama beat Georgia at Georgia early in the year, Georgia's still 3-point favorites.
Yeah, and I mean it's like we said with the Big 12, it's hard to beat a team twice,
Yeah.
and Georgia's been hard to beat nonetheless this year.
For sure.
Last game here, this is 1 versus 2. Ohio State and Indiana, the only 2 undefeated teams in college football.
This is the first time that the top 2 ranked teams in the country play in a conference championship since 2009.
Really?
So, and Big Ten, it's been longer than that because that was an SEC. I don't know if it's ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Ten being 1 and 2 championship.
I think with the new conferences, it makes it a lot more, way more possible for that to happen because it's way harder to match up against that team in season. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because with 18 teams, it's like, well, you only play 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think this will become more of a possibility. I still think
Having
it's very
undefeateds.
impressive that it happened, but
yeah. This is Indiana's first time ever making it to the Big Ten championship game. They have lost their past 31 games to Ohio State.
yeah.
So,
Have they ever beat them?
yeah, like
They
way
have.
long
Okay.
ago. Yeah.
I didn't know if they'd ever beat them. Yeah, this will be. I mean, 1 versus 2. These teams are the only undefeated. They are the. You can't really argue that they're not the two best teams in the country, and they both have some very good defenses.
In my mind, this is the best offense versus the best defense, and the second best offense versus the second best defense.
It really might be.
And I think this is the best receiver versus the best corner. And I think it's the 2 best quarterbacks. And probably the 2 best secondaries overall.
Yeah.
And 2 of the 3 best coaches. This is a loaded game.
Mm-hmm.
Heisman implications for sure.
Yeah. Which
I think winner gets it unless Indiana loses a close one and Mendoza plays.
do you think there's any chance someone outside of these 2 gets the Heisman?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know who that would be because Pavia's
stats are better,
isn't playing in game this
but his
weekend.
team's
though.
not 12-0.
Yeah.
So
I think if
it's a down year for Heisman.
For sure.
Looking at the stats wise, for sure.
Jeremiah Love, people were talking about him, but he didn't really play much last week.
He hasn't had stats like a Heisman running back, but the
Correct.
quarterbacks haven't had stats like Heisman
No,
quarterbacks.
So, I mean, Ohio State, they don't really their whole offensive philosophy is playing slow, if that makes sense. They like to chew the clock, so their stats haven't benefited a lot from that. At least for saying, and Indiana is low key a run heavy team.
Yeah, very run heavy.
So
and if they're not running, it's a lot of RPO.
yeah, it's a RPO
never-
and run the ball. They're not just spreading it out and throwing it
Yeah.
down the field. So that statistically, neither of these guys are having anything crazy of
Yeah.
seasons, but
But no one
Leading-
else really is either.
they're just the fact that they're
Yeah.
leading the 2 best teams in the country
Mm-hmm.
and both having good
Good
percentages, low turnovers,
Mm-hmm.
just not anything crazy.
I mean, a good amount of
yardage-wise.
touchdowns because
A lot
the
of
team scores a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah. But yardage wise, definitely
Yeah.
not.
But I guess that's what happens when you have the 2 best defenses, probably,
Yeah.
in college football, as your defense.
Yeah, exactly.
The yards aren't as easy to come
Good
by.
field position, and you
Yeah.
score a lot of points, but you don't have to have long drives.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's football preview. It's
All
going
right.
to be one heck of a
Yeah,
weekend.
We'll get into those picks later in the episode. All right, we're going to get into basketball now. We are coming off of a great week of hoops. A lot going on in basketball right now. Got a lot to talk about. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is Michigan. They won the Players Era tournament and went 3-0 and won by 40, then 30, and then 40 against San Diego State, Auburn, and Gonzaga.
Yeah.
One of the best weeks I think we've ever seen from a team. Just complete domination.
I mean, this to me, these are the scores that they should have been having in their first 3 games.
Yeah.
And this is so surprising to me because they were squeaking out wins versus Wake Forest and TCU.
Yeah. Not looking good.
And just
in
did
those
not
games.
look like a top 10 team in those games at all.
And then you watch these and it's like, wow.
And they're just dominant.
Their defense is unbelievable. They have the number 1 defense on everything, like KenPom, Net, Torvik, everything's got them as the number 1 defense. And their offense is up there too.
Scored 100 versus Gonzaga.
Yeah, and I think a lot of their offense just comes from their defense being so good. And they They have a lot of size and a lot of positional size, and they're going to be hard to beat. I think they're coming in at 3 in the AP poll this week, and they're like 1 on KenPom. And I think they are a legit contender now. I wouldn't have said that a week ago.
Yeah, I'd agree. I stayed silent during our contender game, and I would not now.
I would have too. Yeah.
They had a great week.
Yeah. They win the Players Era and go away with $1 million of NIL. Another team that had a great week in Players Era was Iowa State. They went 3-0 with wins over St. John's, Creighton, and Syracuse. They looked very good in those games. Another team with a great defense. They played 2 of the games without star point guard Taman Lipsey, and they got a test this week at Purdue. They've skyrocketed in the metrics, and they're up to 10 in the AP poll. They had a great week, and third and last undefeated team in the Players Era was Kansas, and
surprised me.
Yeah, without Darren Peterson, they knocked off Tennessee in that third place game, and they beat Notre Dame and somebody else, Syracuse maybe. I don't know. I don't think it was Syracuse, but they beat someone else and had a great week there. I was very surprised to see that happen.
Yeah, me too. I think Floyd Badunga came a long way.
Yes.
And he's starting to look dominant.
Mm-hmm.
But Darren Peterson being out, I did not think of them to be being this successful at all.
3-0 didn't really seem like a possibility to me there, and they did it. And to think that they can be that good without Peterson, they can get him back, they can be very good. And
team to look out for.
For sure. That's all. Those are the 3 undefeated teams at Players Era. But I just kind of want to talk like the Players Era in general. I think. Did you like it?
To be honest, no. I just like actual brackets so much better. It just doesn't have I don't want to have to do research to see if this team beats this team by this much. Then I just have a bracket. You know, it just wasn't like Thanksgiving break fun to me. To me it was a series of good non-conference regular season games that
in Vegas on a neutral site.
Yes, that's what it was exactly to me. It wasn't a tournament to me.
Yeah, that's exactly how
I think maybe if I was a fan of a team in a tournament, I might care.
Yeah.
But about who wins it. But as a neutral fan, I had no interest in who was going to win the Players Era. I want to see who win the games.
Yeah.
But to Maui, it's like, that's fun.
Who's going to win that?
Yeah.
Who's going to win Battle?
Like all these teams been playing. Having multiple undefeated teams in a tournament, that's stupid to me.
I would agree.
Have Iowa State play Michigan or play Kansas.
Yeah. Or just
not a fan.
Make it 2 separate brackets. You got 18 teams.
And then it's like they have Rutgers in this tournament. So, and they're horrible. So whoever plays them is just at a huge advantage because you can just murder them.
Yeah, because it's based off point differential.
Which is stupid because that's promoting you to play classless and not play your starters.
I was watching Auburn. I can't remember who they were playing, but they were winning by 12 or so, and there's 15 seconds left. Stephen Pearl's like, "Go score!" And it's like you're supposed to dribble the clock out there. This is kind of changing it.
Yeah, I mean it's.
College basketball is a sport that thrives off of a bracket.
Yeah,
it does, and it does that
I wouldn't
Thanksgiving
mind
tournaments, and it does it in the conference tournaments, and it does it in the national tournament.
We could have, filled out Players Era's brackets last week. That would have been fun, but
that didn't happen. It's also a very big stadium, and a lot of these MTEs, you see some very small, packed-in stadiums. This is huge. Some decent turnouts, depending on the teams, but it's just a big stadium. It didn't give that vibe of a Feast Week tournament.
Yeah, I like the small stadiums.
Yeah, but it brought some good games, I guess, with some good teams.
Yeah.
There's some improvement to be had there. I think they'll try.
It was good games. It just wasn't Feast Week fun.
Yes, exactly. That is a great way to put it. Because they delivered some good games and some good outcomes, but it just wasn't that fun. But of course, we had Maui last week also.
Yeah.
USC came out on top of that. I thought Maui brought us some interesting results, as it always does. The very first game of Maui, Seton Hall, who was dead last of the Big East last year, knocks off Will Wade and NC State by like 15.
Yeah.
They're a much better team this year. Disappointing one for Will Wade and NC State. And then USC beats a Arizona State team in the final,
Yep.
which was surprising to see. Maui delivered like it always does.
Yeah, I mean, I had more fun watching those games.
Yeah,
than
those are
players
fun to
there.
watch. Yeah. Just because of the environment, and it's just it's small, it's loud, it's
Like when I think Feast Week, I think Maui Invitational.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever gonna not think of that.
it's gonna take a lot for me to think, oh, Players Era.
Yeah.
But Players Era had the better teams. It probably will from now on, which kind of stinks, but whatever.
Yeah.
Team had a great week. I feel like we maybe say they have a great week every week because they kind of do. Michigan State.
Yeah, they just continue to roll.
Yeah, they just grind out games against UNC.
Hard to kill.
Yeah, grinded that one out in Fort Myers, and they won by like 16. Kind of dominated. They're up to 7, I think, in the AP poll. Deservedly so. Jeremy Fears is fun to watch.
Yeah, you're high on him.
I am. I think he's very good.
Yeah.
Except at shooting. Everything else, though. He's a great defender, great passer.
Not a great shooter.
And then another team is Vanderbilt. Had one heck of a week. I don't actually.
Aren't they like 3 in the
I'm not
net
gonna,
or
I'm not
something?
going to talk about them.
Okay, I was.
You'll see why.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Florida. Disappointing loss to TCU.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
And we knew that the big thing was weird, but
Mhm.
that was when we
I
assumed
don't even
that.
think it's their problem.
I was gonna say that was assuming that Xavier Lee was going to be a good guard,
Yeah.
and he's awful.
He's
And I was
had a bad
watching
year.
them play, and like he's lost all his confidence to where
Mhm.
like he doesn't even look to shoot,
Yeah.
and it's like then why is he out on the court? Because he can't guard anybody.
Yeah. We mentioned earlier in the year who's going to guard the other team's best guard when Florida plays against a good guard, and I don't think they have that answer. Boogie Flan's also been disappointing.
Yeah, he's not good enough.
And the 3
Yeah.
big thing is kind of the least of their concerns right now. So we were right about some aspects, wrong about some others, but they're still not
This is
living up
just
to those
an extremely
expectations.
disappointing team.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Thomas Hout he's having a great year. He's fun to watch. And he's playing the 3,
Yeah.
and he's doing great at it. But
Yeah, he's really good.
Another loss, and I mean they've had some close ones early on to where you're questioning them, and then they lose to TCU. TCU, probably a good team though, who just had one bad loss to New Orleans in their first game. But Brock Harding had one.
Because they hung in there with Michigan.
They did, yeah, at home, and Brock Harding had a heck of a week, and they get it done. Last topic here is the net rankings came out today. It's always interesting when they first come out. Always some surprising results. So we're gonna do a little game about that. But
Let's do it.
yeah. So the net rankings came out earlier today, and they always have some wacky like rankings when they first come out because there's little games to base off of, and a lot of it's based off how much you beat a team by. The committee actually doesn't even use the net to like seed a team or decide if they're in or not. It's just used to sort quad 1 versus quad 2 versus quad 3, quad 4. So if you're a fan of a team, don't necessarily get hung up on where you're at in the net. Get hung up on where your opponents are at and how many quad 1 versus quad 2 and all that stuff. But I think college basketball fans get that mixed up a little bit. So we got some fun game here because some of them I'm going to trick you and it's going to be hard to tell.
Okay.
So which team is ranked higher in the net? So my first one here is Vanderbilt versus Arizona.
I did see today that Vanderbilt's up there.
Yeah.
I forget where. I think it might be Vanderbilt being up. Are they 3?
Vanderbilt is 4.
4.
Arizona's 6 though.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Vanderbilt
crazy to
over
me.
Arizona.
Why is there? Okay, can you tell me? Because I don't understand the net in its fullest. Like,
So-
why is? Because Arizona to me has the best resume.
They do. And this, so this is a predictive metric. So this is a lot of it's based off how much you win by, while there's some others called like resume metrics where Arizona would be probably one.
So is it, and according to the net, is beating a quad 2 team by 40 better than beating the number 1 team in the country on the road by like 4?
It's probably pretty similar.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end when it's all put together, it comes together towards the end of the season. But it kind of it takes.
So just
it
right
takes some
now,
results. Yeah. But Vanderbilt has won by.
And how often is it updated?
Every day.
Every day.
The net's updated like every game, all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like an equation.
Because it's not people doing it.
It's a computer, and Vanderbilt has. I know they have the number 2 offense in KenPom right behind Purdue, and they blew some teams out this past week. Another one here. We have Houston and Kansas.
Who's higher?
Yeah, better, I guess.
I'm gonna go Kansas. I think it's been better.
That is correct. It's Kansas by 1 spot.
Really?
I think it was at 17 and 18.
Okay. Who's higher in AP poll?
Houston, yeah.
Okay.
They're both kind of similar in the AP poll. It's like 8 and 12 maybe.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure there. Next one, Florida and Tulsa.
Gotta assume Florida.
The defending national champions are lower, or worse. I'm just gonna say worse than Tulsa.
Wow.
And when it comes to net ranking, Tulsa coming in at 27 with a loss.
To who?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Florida's
it wasn't a great loss, but
Is Florida's 2 or 3?
just 2 losses to TCU
Arizona and TCU.
Arizona.
Yeah.
They've had some close ones as well. So, yeah. Then we got Miami and NC State, 2 ACC teams.
Ooh. Miami hasn't been good, really. I gotta go. Unless you're tricking me, I'll go NC State.
It's Miami.
Is it really?
I was surprised to see both these teams as high as they were, and Miami had them by 1 spot.
Wow.
Next one here, Arkansas and Akron.
I think Akron's high. I'm gonna go Akron.
It's Akron. They are better in the net. They're at 42.
It's crazy.
Arkansas was a couple spots behind them. These 2 teams just played each other yesterday. Texas Tech and Wyoming. Who's better?
Ooh, Tech won by 4.
Mm-hmm.
But they lost to Purdue by what, 50? 40 something?
High margin of victory there for the Boilers.
I'm gonna go Wyoming because of that.
It's Texas Tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tricked me.
Kind of tricked you there.
Gosh. What's
Wyoming,
Wyoming?
they're kind of high though. They weren't too far behind.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one here, 2 Big East teams, Rick Pitino and St. John's. Then we've got Butler.
Not a big Butler guy.
Yeah.
I'll go St. John's.
It's Butler.
Really?
They are better at. They're at 21.
Butler's 21.
St. John's is 23.
Wow.
Butler's the second best team in the Big East according to the net rankings.
Frustrating.
Yeah. Next one here, Illinois and LSU.
Illinois, LSU. LSU?
LSU.
Are you tricking me? It's got to be Illinois, right?
It's LSU.
What?
They're pretty high up there. I want to say they're 19.
Wow.
They're undefeated, so that helps. And but they were 15th in the SEC last year.
Yeah, I mean that is a dead program.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep it up. Talked about them a little bit earlier. Seton Hall and Missouri, undefeated Missouri.
Versus Seton Hall.
Seton
I'll
Hall.
go with undefeated Missouri.
It's Seton Hall.
Really? That ranking's crazy.
And here you go, the last one, Idaho and Oregon.
I know that Oregon's really low.
Oregon, I'll give you a clue. Oregon's at 192.
Yeah.
Where do you think Idaho is?
The Vandals?
Yeah. Where do you got them?
Probably even lower, maybe.
1 spot ahead of Oregon at 191
Okay.
is Idaho. Oregon, they're at 192.
That I saw today because I was looking through Indiana's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
A home win versus Oregon is a quad 4.
As of now, yes.
Yeah.
That should change.
Okay.
There's a lot of teams lower than I was expecting to see. So, This, of course, will get shifted around, but right now it's kind of fun to look at because there's some crazy rankings. But that's all we got for our net ranking game. This week we have a lot of good games. Every game we're picking is a ranked versus ranked game.
That's a lot of fun.
That shows you how good this week is. This week, of course, we have the ACC versus SEC challenge. Last year, the SEC won 14-2, with Duke being one of their wins. I can't think of who the other one was. Duke beat Auburn last year, but ACC looking a little better this year. I'm hoping it's a little closer this year. Got some great games coming out of that. We also have Auburn and Arizona playing this weekend. Iowa State and Purdue. Louisville and Indiana are playing at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. We have UConn playing at Kansas. Gonzaga playing Kentucky and Nashville. Illinois playing Tennessee and Nashville. And then Duke at Michigan State later in the week. This week is loaded with good games. And let's get straight into picking them.
Let's do it.
So the first...
You speed running?
We're going to speed run these games here. First, it's not necessarily a game, but ACC or SEC in the ACC versus SEC challenge. Who do you got?
Last year, obviously not close at all, but SEC is having a really bad year overall.
They are.
And ACC is doing pretty well. So I'm going complete 14-2, just flip it. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah.
But I think they're not only gonna make it closer, but ACC is gonna win.
I agree with you there. I think the ACC wins. I think it's close, though. I looked through the games, and what I think the results will be is 8-8. But if there's one conference to win over the other, I think it'd be the ACC. Our next game here is Auburn at Arizona. Who do you got here?
Auburn has not been good recently.
No, not great.
And Arizona, to me, has been the best team in the country resume-wise.
For sure.
So I'm going to stick with Arizona and go with them.
I wanted to pick Arizona. I like Auburn here. I think they can finally win a close one. And Arizona finally loses a close one. Both these teams played some close games. I think they both receive a different end of a close game this time.
All right.
Next game, Iowa State at Purdue in Mackey.
My head's telling me Purdue.
Yeah.
Because, in Mackey, that's an extremely hard place to win.
It is.
And Iowa State, still not sure about them, just as far as national contenders.
Yeah.
And you might have to be a national contender to win at Mackey this year.
Mm-hmm.
But not a big Purdue guy,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go Iowa State.
Yeah. I think Purdue wins, but I don't think it... I wouldn't be surprised if Iowa State covers. They are very good.
What's the spread?
I think right now it's sitting at like 10.
Wow.
I think Iowa State is very good, and they do kind of have that size to match up with Purdue that we haven't seen other teams really have. So I think Purdue wins. Might not cover, though.
Okay.
Next game, Louisville and Indiana. Louisville versus Indiana in Indy at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
This, to me, is a matchup where I don't want to say favors Indiana, but one that doesn't give us problems, or not Indiana problems, size-wise.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
the weakness is rebounding and size.
Correct. I think that in Indiana, they've been playing really well. I'm gonna go with Hoosiers.
Yeah, I think this one's close. I think it's high scoring, lots of threes from both teams. I think Louisville's offense is a little too good for a questionable defense to me. But,
Really?
Yeah. So, just
Defense
because they lack some rim protection.
To
They're
me,
right.
they
the defense
don't
is
really.
high in the metrics.
I think Sam Alexis is all you need. He had 4 blocks versus Kansas State. I think he's a good rim protector.
We'll see there. I think Louisville's offense is just a little too much. So, Florida at Duke. Who do you got?
I don't think Florida is very good at all.
Yeah.
I think they might figure things out towards the end of the year. I don't think they're good enough right now to win at Duke by any means.
Yeah, Duke is just a hard place to win at. I think Duke wins by a lot.
I think so too.
Yeah, not much else to say there. UConn at Kansas, another just probably, if not the first or second hardest place to play in college basketball.
might be the first or second hardest place to play, but I think if there's the first or second best coach to beat that team, I think it'd be Dan Hurley. So I think he's gonna have his guys ready. They're healthier now. I think they're the better team, and I think UConn wins.
I like UConn here too. Darren Peterson's still questionable. Don't really know what's going on there. UConn finally getting everybody back. I think that they got more depth than Kansas. They win. Close though. Next game, UNC at Kentucky.
UNC at Kentucky. I'll go with UNC on that.
I like a close game here. Blue blood versus blue blood. Kentucky finally gets a win to turn themselves around here for the SEC. Next game, Gonzaga versus Kentucky in Nashville.
I'll go with Gonzaga on there. I think they bounce back from a blowout loss to Michigan.
Yeah, I agree. They bounce back from that loss. Kentucky goes 1-1 on the week. Gonzaga wins in Nashville. Next game, Illinois versus Tennessee, also in Nashville.
I'll go Tennessee here. They got a big win versus Houston, and I think they're creeping on the edge of national contenders.
Yeah, I like Tennessee. Illinois, they looked bad in their last game. For some reason, I can't think of who it was against. But they lost, and they didn't look very good.
Alabama?
UConn.
Oh, yeah, UConn.
They didn't look very good. Underwood was benching some people. I don't think they're in a great place right now. I like Tennessee. Last game here. Game of the week, in my opinion. This is number 4 ranked Duke at number 7 ranked Michigan State.
Yeah, it's an elite game.
Another one. Just some elite environments this
Yeah, I
week.
would say
We
it's a
got
really
Mackey,
hard
Cameron
place to
Indoor,
play.
Rupp.
Cambridge
Lawrence.
Fieldhouse.
And then the Breslin Center.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of great on-campus games this week, which
Yeah.
is fun to see. But I'm going to go with the road upset here. I think Duke is elite.
Mm-hmm. I think Duke is elite. I think they fall here to Michigan State. Michigan State does the little things and gets it done. I don't think they're the better team, but they kind of are. So
I like it.
that's all we got for basketball. We'll move straight into football.
Big week this week, so we're going to do our picks in the snow. First,
football weather.
football weather, so we're going to do podcast in the football weather.
Yeah.
First game, we got Maction. That's Miami, Ohio versus Western Michigan. Who you got?
Western Michigan for no reason.
I got a lot of family from Miami, Ohio, so I'm going to go with them.
Right.
Second game, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. Who you got there?
I like Jacksonville State because Kennesaw State was the laughingstock of the college football game last year.
I like the story from them turning around from that. I'm going to go with the Owls.
Okay.
Third game, we got Troy at JMU.
James Madison is 22-point favorites. For that reason, I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the heavy favorites that game as well. Boise State, UNLV.
I like Boise State here. In a down year, they still win the Mountain West.
I'm also going to go with Boise State. Moving on to the ACC, we got Virginia versus 7-5 Duke.
I think Duke winning this game would sum up the ACC season perfect this year. I like Duke.
I like that. I'm going to go with Virginia, though.
Okay. We forgot the American, North
shoot.
Texas,
Yeah.
and Tulane. Who do you got here?
I'm going to go with the freshman quarterback who never got his chance in high school, and that is North Texas.
Me as well. The best story in football. Give me North Texas.
I like that. Big 12 game rematch, Texas Tech versus BYU. Who you got in that one?
I like Texas Tech to beat the same team twice in a year.
Yeah, they dog walked BYU in the first game. I think they're going to do the same.
Yeah.
Georgia versus Alabama SEC championship. You think Bama gets it done twice?
I think Georgia ends the stereotype that Alabama owns them. Give me Georgia.
I'm also going to go with the Bulldogs. And then lastly, I'll be in attendance for this one. It's going to be downtown Indy. We got Indiana versus Ohio State. Battle of undefeateds.
Give me the number one team. I think they're number one for a reason. Give me the Buckeyes.
I've been saying Indiana's the number one team for about 8 weeks now, and I'm going to continue to ride that, and I think they prove it this week. Give me the Hoosiers.
All right. Great games coming up. Conference championships. That's all we got.